What you see here are scraps of metal, and you can go out and find these things. You can get them out of scrap yards, junk yards, off door plates on doors. I kind of scrounge and get everything I can whenever I can. For instance, this here was a piece of copper that was used in a computer room that was thrown away, and I scrounged it. But basically this is some 24 gauge copper, and if you was to go out and try to buy a piece like this, you'd probably spend about $4 or $5 from a store. This pulled it out of a waste bin and didn't cost me anything, and it's basically, when you shine it, work it, it's just like any other copper that you'd buy anywhere else. There's copper wire and old belt buckles, scrap pieces of other types of metal. What you got here is, this is German nickel, copper. I think this here would be a brass plated copper piece. Got some more copper here. Part of an old door, a piece of brass. Some other thin pieces of brass that I was able to find. And this is generally what we start with. Alright, well, we're going to start our first project, and what I've done is I've selected a piece of German silver, otherwise known as German nickel. This is a substitute for stainless sterling. It looks kind of like stainless, but it'll give you a much nicer shine. So what I've done is I've decided about the size. I'm going to make 2 pendants, and there are some things that you have to consider, like size, shape, and those kind of things working into your jewelry. Your jewelry should not be so heavy that no one doesn't want to wear it, and the jewelry needs to have a functionality to it. So I'm going to go ahead and put a center mark here, and I'm going to be making these cuts. As you can see, we've went ahead and marked, and this is what we're going to cut with our tin snips. Nice big pair of tin snips. This is 16 gauge, so I'll need something with a little bit of beef to cut this. And I'm going to make my long cut first, and I'm just going to cut right on that line. You've got to cut. Now I'm going to cut the second one. You have to hold this because sometimes this metal will move on you. And as you can see, I've got 2 pieces of metal there, and that's going to be the very beginning of our 2 pendants. They're cut and they're kind of misshaped and all that, so we're going to have to flatten them out. One of my styles is I don't like sharp corners, so I'm going to go ahead and, instead of trying to file the corners, I'm going to save a little time and break the corners off with these snips. So what I've done is I've just saved myself a little extra time filing here. I'm going to go ahead and do both of these. One of the things I have learned about jewelry is everything is about process. Making sure you take a step before you take another step and know what's going to happen after it.